Okay, well, happy Saturday. Today is October 13th. It's a great day. It's my brother's birthday. And so it's Saturday, and we're just going to get started with
How do I make that stop? Okay, go to my music. Where is my music?
Okay, can you see who that is, Rachel, that we can maybe mute them?
I'm trying to find them.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to get started with some announcements. Then Rachel is going to go over some updated or a little bit of training, and then we're going to take some Q&As. So the first thing that I think is very important on our announcements is with our group, One Product, Amazing Results. Whenever you add someone, we have a group of us and we get a notification, but Facebook, it's to go yesterday that they announced that they had another breach. And so no longer, for the most part, can we just add someone to a group. You add them, we approve it. That it used to be a 2-step. You add, we approve, they're in. Now it's generally a 3-step. You add, we approve, then they have to accept. And the way that they accept is they go in their search bar and type in One Product, Amazing Results, and it'll show that they've been invited, and then they have to okay it. It's a bummer, but it's not One Product, Amazing Results fault. It's because of the breaches that Facebook has had, and I'm sure they have a lot of complaints. I would see people post on their Facebook, please don't add me to your group. It's like you're kidnapping me. So people would add people and without asking them. Our training is that you ask, or even if you add, that you let them know, but now they have the power to accept that or to deny it. So there's 3 steps. So whenever you can't tag them in something and you've added, we're doing our best to quickly approve it, but now there's generally a 3rd step. So if you have a question at the end, we'll take questions. Jot that down if you have any questions about that. The next thing that we want to go over is we've had the 4-pack buy 3 get 1 free, and that was considered a pre-launch pack. And in November, it's 1 year since the company launched. We all haven't been, or pre-launch, went into pre-launch. And so effective November 1st is what we need to plan. It may not go into effect until December 1st, but let's plan November 1st. That buy 1, get 1 free or buy 3, get 1 free is no longer going to happen. So we want to encourage everyone the next 2 weeks, whenever they sign up, to get that pack of buy 3, get 1 free, because we don't have the exact pricing of what it's going to be. It is going to be discounted still whenever they buy 4, but Stephanie, so we have a call, myself, Kim, and Rachel, starting next week, have a call weekly with Stephanie where she has a Diamond Ambassador call. She shares with us what she's learned, and then on our Saturday calls, we'll go over here what we've been updated from Stephanie. But she's not sure of the exact pricing. She thinks it'll come to between $125 and $130 a bottle instead of the $140, but it's not as drastic of it's not get 1 free. We don't have the exact pricing, but that's supposed to go into effect November 1st. They're also hoping, the goal is November 1st, that the 8-pack will be back, and that will even be more of a discount. But again, we don't have all those exact pricings. Neither did Stephanie whenever we spoke with her on Wednesday. She said that she thought the 8-pack would bring the bottles down to $115 a bottle. And then the hope is that the commercial pack will come out, but it's going to, instead of being 48, just a flat 48, it's going to be 24, but they will be able to get more than one 24 pack. So if you have any questions on that, because that kind of sounded as clear as mud, but just here's what the main thing you need to know. is that the buy three, get one free is going away. We know that for sure. Okay. Then the next piece of information, the back office. They have purchased a new back office for us. I don't know if you've heard this, but Alexi went on several tours in Utah and looked at big companies' back offices, bigger than where we are right now. But he wants to get us, instead of what a lot of companies do, and I know the first company I was in, they were known for this. They would just upgrade a little bit at a time, and then we would catch up to that, and then we'd have another whole big thing of them upgrading. What he wants to do is make one big upgrade that we grow into, and the pricing that this is, it's 10 times more than what we're currently paying monthly for our back office. And that, again, on that, we're not going to expect that to be done until December 1st. It may happen sooner, but the goal deadline is December 1st that happens. So you might have noticed that if you had a check put in, it wasn't there anymore yesterday. And that is as a result that they're implementing these back office upgrades, and there was a glitch. So any checks will be re-put in on Monday. You should be able to see by Tuesday. Hopefully we'll be able to see on Monday, but by Tuesday. So that's all as a result of the upgrades in the back office. The fourth one that I have down, and Rachel and Kim, if I forgot anything, please feel free to add once I'm done. But we've been in soft launch. The company's been in soft launch since November of last year. And we thought that our hard launch would be in February. And they have decided to postpone that until May-ish. Because we can get away with a lot saying that we're in a pre-launch. I hate to say get away with a lot, but there's expected road bumps whenever you're in pre-launch in any company. And we want to make sure that whenever we go into launch, that the vast majority, if not all, of the bumps are behind us, not we're going through or coming towards us. And so there are going to be some regional events in February. We don't know where those are going to be, but the main launch isn't going to be until May-ish, maybe even in early June. So those are the four major updates that we have, or that I had written down. Rachel, do you have any that I missed?
No, I don't think so. It's just very exciting.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
We are going to have some really good stories to tell you guys when we're up on stage training in front of hundreds of thousands of people in the future.
Yes. Right? Yes.
It's very exciting to be a part of this.
Great. Okay, so wonderful. So Rachel, I'm going to turn it over to you.
I see a lot of me's on the screen. Kim must still be logged into my account from last week.
Oh, maybe that's it, because I saw you and thought you weren't. I just was like, I can see Rachel's picture.
Yeah, well, I'm logged on from my iPad too, in case anybody had questions on the comp plan. I'd be ready to kind of draw that out. So it makes sense for two of me, but I think that's Kim on the bottom there.
Yeah, it's me, and I tried to get my own name, but I didn't know how to figure it out. Right?
No big deal.
I didn't want to miss the call. So sorry, I'm not trying to clone you. Even though that would be a great
no problem. That's happened before. That's how I knew. Yeah. Okay. So this morning, what we would like to do is kind of just open it up for Q&A. There, I know you guys have all been really working hard. Everybody's new, so whether you're just a couple of days in, or a couple of weeks in, or maybe even a whole month in, maybe even a little longer than that. We just want you to know that we are here for you as you can start building your business and you start reaching out to people. You're probably going to have lots of questions. So that's why we want to make sure that we're here for you every Saturday morning. So you can always count on this. we may or we may not just have updates and Q&A, just so that you can feel free to hop on here and ask your questions and get them answered, because chances are, if you have a question, somebody else has the same question. So let's start with that. Does anybody have any questions at all based on what Rochelle just shared with us?
I don't have a question, more like well, I guess it's kind of a question. Is it possible, just because I signed up for my first little trade show on December 1st, and so I'm just curious, will there be anything available that we might can get before December 1st, or is that looking like that's going to be the case? Because I may just postpone that one until after. You know, I might want to get something trade showy off the back office. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, you mean as far as marketing materials?
Correct.
Well, I know they're putting together a marketing team. And Rochelle, do we have any dates on when all of that is going to be rolled out?
No, we don't. But what I will say that I love is I'm going to have my little handy pen, and we can ask this whenever we have our call with Stephanie. See if they have a date and bring back an update. So if we don't know the answer, still go ahead and toss us that question. I'll write it down as the secretary, and whenever we have our call.
That's perfect. I think she froze. Did she freeze for you guys too?
Yeah, she did.
Okay. All right. So yes, this is also a really good forum for you guys.
Oh, and then if we update her, if she
is. You froze for a minute, Rochelle.
Okay. Okay, I just was saying I'm writing down the questions.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is a really good forum, you guys, as well, to kind of get your voice heard or your questions answered. So whatever you have, let us know here today. Rochelle will write them down. We'll go on Wednesday. We'll get the answers, and we'll relay them back to you as fast as we can. So this will be some really good teamwork. Nicole, you have a question?
Okay, I was trying to figure out how to unmute myself. Good morning, everybody. So my question is, if you sign up a customer, and when you sign up a customer, you want to sign them up on auto ship, what would be the purpose in offering the buy 3 get 1 free, the 4-pack? What's the purpose of that if they have an auto ship? They want to get 4 bottles a month, because you're not going to go through that much product unless it's like you're buying for you and your husband and your kids or whatever. But then again, it's 18 and above, right, to use the gel. So I guess I'm just trying to figure out why somebody needs to buy 4 in 1 month, and they wouldn't want to put that on an auto ship, correct?
Right. Okay. So that's a great question, Nicole.
Great question.
Okay. So we know that we have 2 options to sign up, right? You can sign them up as a customer. And then of course the 2 options within the customer choice would be the $169.99 or the $149.99 if they decide that they want to do auto ship. I always ask people, what is your if I don't know them well, what is your personality? When you go to a good restaurant, do you tend to share it with other people? Do you go to a good movie and tell your friends about it? And if they say, oh, absolutely, yes. And they say, well, I know you're not considering the business at this point, but you may consider the associate option, because then if you start telling your friends and family members, you'll have that option to make some referral money and get some of your product paid for. So I kind of open that door. Now, the $4.99 pack, you always want to offer it. And I have a text that I offer all the solutions. So I offer, the customer in the 2 choices, and also the associate with the 2 choices, which would be the $1.99 and the $4.99. I sold 4 $4.99 packs this week. Okay, not all of them want to do the business. But the one girl, let's say the one girl that is not going to do the business, but she says, I definitely have the gift of gab. And I said, well, is your husband going to go on the gel with you? Yes, he's going to go on the gel with me. Okay, so let's get you started on the 4-pack, because it ends up bringing the cost down to $110 a bottle. Okay, and then, every month on auto ship will be $140. I said, what a lot of people do is you and your husband are going to load in your first month at least, right? Which means you're going to use extra product. So you're definitely going to go over 1 full bottle for the month. You may each use about a bottle and a quarter, maybe even a bottle and a half. in your first month. And then you'll have an extra bottle. So you can have an extra bottle just for yourself, just in case you want to load in the second month. Or you can take that bottle and you can sell it for $169. And they say, oh, okay, well, that makes sense. So I still put them on auto ship for just one bottle, because then, look, if in their first month, they're each using a bottle and a half, them and their spouse, they have a bottle left over. Even if they don't sell it, their auto ship comes for one bottle, and now they each have a bottle for month 2.
Okay.
Okay?
But if they were going to sell that last bottle out of the 4-pack,
Mhm.
wouldn't they want to start the person that they're selling an account? So
Absolutely.
they wouldn't actually be able to set them up an account. So
Right. Exactly.
you
Exactly.
would
So
do like a 30-day trial, and then if you want to continue, then you sign them up.
I've had a couple of people that just said, do you have a bottle? Can I just buy a bottle?
Okay.
And yes, I absolutely can sell you a bottle, but I have to sell it to you for the $169 price. And then I make sure that the follow-up is key with that, right? Because we want to get everybody signed up and we want to get them in the system. But like, for instance, this girl who lives local to me wants the bottle right now. Okay, I stay on top of her, because then I'm like, okay, I know your bottle's running low. Are you ready to get signed up? Because you don't want to, have any gaps.
Right. Okay.
And so you just stay on top of it that way. So technically, Nicole, no, you wouldn't really want to sell, get in the habit of selling bottles without signing people up, but you can sell a bottle without, getting somebody signed up. And also, it's a great way to walk into a business, especially once these commercial packs become available, to be able to walk in not only with your product brochure, but also to walk in with a bottle. And if a doctor or a chiropractor is very interested, you want to sign him up and you want to hand him a bottle. And then when his comes in, it's another great way for you to reconnect with them, get your bottle back, right? So you can also do it that way. So instead of even selling your extra bottle, your 4th bottle, you can loan it to somebody if they're signing up and they don't want to wait the week. And then when theirs comes in, you get yours back. And you can kind of...
And that's where I like to say we don't carry any inventory. I guess I don't think of inventory. I think of inventory as a whole, 12, a case, 10 or 12. But so far, I've had one extra, and I just got, someone was going on vacation. They signed up in California. They were worried that it wasn't going to come, so I mailed it to them. Whenever they got theirs, they mailed it to me. It's a little bit of a hassle, but it's just the one extra that I have had kind of going back and forth amongst some people. So I do think whether someone's going to just thinks that they're going to be a customer. I had a gal this week that signed up and she said, Rochelle, I don't have time to do this business, but she still got the 4. She and her husband were going to do it. All of a sudden she goes to her chiropractor the next day, is telling her chiropractor about this. Her chiropractor pulls it up online and goes, I got to have this stuff. I got to have this stuff. And so she doesn't have her 4 bottles yet, but that's just another example of someone that's done network marketing successfully, said she's absolutely not going to do it. But because of how this product is and that it is such a conversation starter, having that one extra over and over I see as beneficial.
Yeah, you always want to be prepared with an extra.
Okay.
Yes, and especially whenever right now it's buy 3 get 1 free. So you can either break it down that it's 110 or that's a totally free bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. Because I had somebody I've been talking to, and they just can't have the concept of why would I do that? Because then you've got the auto ship. So then the next month, are they automatically auto ship the 4, or can they change their auto ship back to just 1 bottle? Or
Oh, no, you can't get auto ship for the 4. So
Yeah,
the
you
4-pack
can't get.
Yeah, the 4-pack is only available at the time of enrollment.
Oh, okay. That answers the
That's
question.
another benefit to starting that way, because you can only get it at the time of enrollment. So especially if it's a couple that's doing it together, they start with the 4-pack, they just put 1 on their auto ship, and they have some extra bottles in the house, right? Because they got it so much cheaper that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Answered all my questions about that.
Oh, wonderful, Nicole. And now, Rachel, I see 2 questions in the group chat.
Okay. How do customers get on the website and change their auto ship or edit it? Oh, that's a great question, Jamie. Let's just go do it. Let me pull that right up. Okay. Can you guys see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes, absolutely. Sorry, Rachel, I didn't say that. Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so in order to change your auto ship, you're going to click on your overview button here.
Is this also for a customer?
Can you read that again, Rochelle, from where you're at? Because I can't see it anymore now.
Okay, yep. It says, how do customers get on website and change their auto ship or edit it?
Customers. Okay. do you have a customer ID of anybody that you've enrolled? Because it definitely looks different than this.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay, so when they go to just newulife.com, okay, and they're going to log in with their customer ID and their password, and then they're going to, they should see a manage their auto ship button, and they should be able to click edit and change it to 1 or change it to 2 or even cancel it. I wish I had a customer ID number on me so that I could show that to you.
But we don't, I have a customer ID for somebody, but I don't have their password. We would need both, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I don't have that.
Okay.
That that'd probably be a good thing just to maybe try to sign up as a dummy one. How about I write that down as a note for?
Yeah, and you know what we'll do for that question, Jamie? We'll make sure that we do a quick Zoom recording, and I'll put it in Discover Your Potential. Okay, and literally we'll log in to somebody's customer ID, and then we'll go through it, and we'll put it up there so that you'll see exactly how that's done. And that might be a good little video that you can then send to your customer to show them how to do it.
Oh, that's good. Really good, Rachel.
All right, so what's the next question?
Oh, okay. The next question is, can you share a copy of the text giving customers the options that you spoke about?
Yes, okay. So let's go to our Facebook group. And I'm going to show you guys something in case you didn't notice. Okay, so on Discover Your Potential, there's something over here now called units. Best invention ever.
Ever.
Okay, so on these units, when you get somebody new started, and then also for all of you as well, because we're all just getting started, you'll want to make sure that you go through each unit and just get yourself very familiar with everything, or if it's a call or video training, make sure you watch or listen to it. And so here's the product knowledge, and there are 6 different posts in there. So it's kind of all nice and categorized for you. And then the compliance documents, there's 2 here, what you can and cannot say. We need to be really careful of that, especially if you're posting on Facebook. And here it is. So we have enrollment options to text your prospects. There it is. So you guys can kind of copy and paste this. And what I always do is I put my website on the bottom. I say, okay, go to my website, name in the corner, let me know if you need help. You know, let me know if you want me to do it for you or you want me to walk you through it. So I just have this kind of copy and pasted and saved in my notes on my phone. So I always have it at my fingertips. I never recreate a message. If you guys find that you're sending the same responses, the same messages when you're going through your dialogue with people through texting or Facebook messaging, you don't want to have to recreate that every single time. So just take what you wrote, copy and paste it, save it in your notes so that you can just always grab it very, very quickly.
And everyone, can we just give a round of applause to Rachel, because some way she learned about those units. I don't know how you learned, but woohoo, Rachel.
I just saw it on somebody else's group and then went on YouTube to find out what is it.
I know, so woo! Rachel, give yourself a pat on the back and say, I'm a rock star.
Yeah, but look, we have prospecting information, you know, tips on how, you know, so there's some really good videos that I put in there that I saw from some different leaders and texting and that kind of thing. And then here's your compensation. So here's your tips for placement. There's a video on that. A couple of my favorite comp plans, and then also the charts. Okay, so of course, charting to each level, you know, you need to know what your target is in order to hit your target. So make sure you get real familiar with the charting. Let's See, it's all right there. So if you're shooting for coordinator, you want to print this out, and then you want to make sure you put your name in the top circle, and then you go ahead and you put the people that you've enrolled, your associates here and your associates here, and then you just start paying attention to the volume after that. Okay, and once you hit coordinator, the next step is coach. Really, you want to keep your eye on coach, because as you can see, you're going to get paid $20 more per cycle once you hit coach. Okay, not only that, it opens up match, it opens up coaching bonuses, and it opens up the car bonus as well. So the paychecks go, you know, it's a big, huge jump from coordinator to coach. Okay, so make sure that you are real familiar with these charts. Start with coordinator and then start with coach, and then you know, once you hit coach, then print out your life coach chart. Do you guys know where to find all of the volume? Like, how do you keep track of that? Do you all know where that is, or do you want me to show you?
I think it'd be great to show, Rachel.
All right. Let me go back to. Okay, so if you click on the commissions over here, and then you click on this volumes, okay, and you can see where your volume is. So here you're going to have a volume week, and then you're going to have something called qualification volume. So you're always going to pay attention to this top line up here, because this is your 5-week rolling period of volume, and this is your qualification volume. So when you're trying to get to coordinator, that's having 2 on your left and 2 on your right, not customers, but associates, right, with at least 1 bottle on their auto ship. Then you're working on having your left volume, that's what this LV stands for, and then right volume is RV. So you'll want this to be at 5,000 and then 5,001, or vice versa. It doesn't matter which side is which, but you're going to pay attention to these numbers. So every time I enroll somebody, I come back here first before I place them. I go, okay, so which side needs more volume? And I try really hard to kind of try and keep these even. So for a while I was, you know, this is my minor side, and I was enrolling on the left side. And then this week I ended up going back over to the right side, and I enrolled a few people over there as well, because I'm trying to get this number up, because my next target is ambassador, and I need both of these numbers to be at 50,000. Okay, so does that make sense? Do you guys understand like the volume per week back here? So the easiest way to figure out kind of what week you're in and what's happening, and we haven't rolled over to the next week yet. We usually see that sometime by the end of today, because you know our week is from Friday midnight to Friday midnight. So we just officially this morning started our new work week, and that should start. That should go right above here. But this was last week's. Okay, so this would be like week 5. Week 4, week 3, week 2, week 1. Okay, so I know that this week right here, when the volume totals tally up for last week, week 1 drops off. So 2740 is going to come off my qualification total at the very top line. Okay, and 3660 is going to drop off. Okay, and it's going to be replaced with this, whatever happens this week. Okay, and so the numbers keep growing, and they keep growing, because weekly we're doing way more than this now. And that's going to happen for you guys as well. You're going to find that, you know, 3 weeks ago, your totals were a lot lower than now. They're a lot higher, because especially once you get into your 2nd and your 3rd month, you're going to start having auto ships on top of new enrollments. So you'll see those numbers climb a lot faster. Nicole, you had a question?
I do. So I'm just trying to understand. So basically, when that line drops off, you're saying we lose that volume. So it's not a continuous rolling volume from the time that you start. You completely lose that week of volume.
Okay, so there's 2 parts to that, Nicole. Your week-to-week volume, you always get paid on it. Whatever is not used for that week rolls into the next week volume. And it continues to roll until you get paid on it in cycles. Okay? Now the qualification volume is completely different. The qualification volume still takes that volume, okay, and accumulates 5 weeks worth of volume. So let's say you just started and you have your 5 weeks, and all of that volume is the qualification volume that is on the very top line. Okay, now you're moving into week 6. So your qualification volume is always 5 weeks. So now the first original week drops off, and now you get to reuse all this volume for qualifications, but you're adding your new week. And when this week is over, now we add week 7, and now week 2 drops off. See, we're still reusing all this volume, and we're adding a new week's volume. And then the next week happens, and that week happens. So you're reusing the volume for qualification purposes multiple times. And that's why they say once you start getting into qualifications, the best thing that you can do is keep running and running fast while you have these high volume weeks, so that you can keep adding higher volume and higher volume, because you could literally hit coach and hit life coach in the very next week. Does that make sense? Okay, anybody else have any questions on that? Rochelle, do we have any more questions in the chat?
No, well, hold on. Let me just make sure. I thought I just checked and someone was leaving. Maybe there was somebody. Oh, okay. Yes, we do. Can a customer change over to a distributor?
Good question. And that's been the question of the week. Okay, so as of right now, with the way that our back office is, and like Rochelle says, we're getting a new website coming soon, which is going to have so much capability that we don't currently have. So right now, if somebody decides they want to be their customer, and now they're finding that they're sharing it with their friends and family, and they want to now become an associate, how they do that is they log in as a customer, they cancel their auto ship, and they have to just sign up like brand new as an associate. And from that point, they'll get in the tree, and it'll start from there.
Great question. Thank you, Liz. And that right now, those are all the questions that we have, Rachel.
Okay. Is anybody else have any questions, concerns? Don't be shy. Anything?
I'm sorry. I'm like asking a lot of questions this morning. But okay, so if a customer is ready to roll over to a distributor, like you said, they cancel their auto ship, they cancel their customer, and then they sign up brand new as a distributor. Is there a waiting period between that?
No.
Okay. You know what I'm getting
Great
at,
question.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Great question.
Yep.
And I think that just leads to, I had 2 customers this week upgrade to distributors, and that just leads to all the more important, and I know Rachel did a great job, but of always telling all the reasons why, even if someone says they want to be a customer, making sure they understand the benefits of being a distributor. Because so often someone gets it, and before they know it, they're telling someone. Obviously, if someone wants to be a customer, but always giving all those options, because sometimes people don't know what they don't know. So I love that. Thank you, Rachel, for that.
That's a really good point. And that's why you do want to ask some of those crucial questions. So if you don't know them well, do you find yourself chatting, when you find something that you like? Because if they're that kind of personality, you know that they're going to have great results on the gel, and you know they're going to want to upgrade to associate. But the problem is when they signed up as a customer, they didn't even get a spot in the tree.
That's right.
So, as a customer, they don't get a spot in the tree. They do pay $10 more a month for their product. Okay. And so I always just say, even my own mother who doesn't want to do the business, she's still signed up as a distributor. Although I have like 5 customers as well. So some people are like, no, I just really want to be a customer. Well, good. At least I know that I explained it to you.
Yeah, correct. That's exactly right.
Right.
Okay, hold on. If a customer wants to try the product but not be on auto ship, is that an option?
Absolutely. And that's the $169.99 option plus shipping. So I've definitely had a few people that wanted to do that as well. And it's like, okay, well, you could save $20 if you decided to just click on that auto ship button. And, there's no penalty. Like if they get to the end of the month right before their auto ship and they decide that they don't want to go on auto ship. They can just cancel it. I mean, it's pretty easy to do. But still, people will insist, no, I just want to try it 1 month. Well, it's a 6-month protocol. You just want to make sure that you're communicating and that they understand they may or may not have results in 1 month.
And then I always like to tell people if they were pushing for that 169, I tell them the 149. Put in your phone 3 days before your auto ship is due to check that. Just put a reminder in your phone. I mean, it's great if we put the reminder also, but then they are taking some sort of responsibility from going to 169 to 149, and they also need to put in their phone in case they don't want that, or it's a week early because their product has lasted a little bit longer. So I think that's another thing that I just recommend to you.
Yeah, and I always equip. I used to take responsibility for everybody, and I found that that's really hard to do as your business really grows, right? And so now I just make sure that I tell them exactly what Rochelle just said. I said, okay, so right now get your calendar out, or if you do it on your phone, put a note in your calendar a couple of days before your auto ship so that you can decide whether or not you'd like to run it or push it out or not, whatever. I don't want it to be a surprise to you when your card is charged and when your product is shipped.
Absolutely.
And so you just want to give them that responsibility. We're dealing with adults here. So
great job. Great. Okay, well, right now I think that's all of the questions. Thank you so very much. I always like to reiterate that there's a call every day, sometimes 2 times a day by corporate. And so you get an email on that, and we as leaders recommend, as your own business owner, you plug into those corporate calls what fits you best. What you're going to get an email. It's going to give you an idea of what the call's about. You plug into those. The ones as leadership that we recommend the Tuesday getting started for everyone that's first getting started with Kim Martin. It's not recorded. It's just a live call. So that's the first Tuesday that you're in. Then on Wednesday, Stephanie Martin, our Diamond Ambassador, does a call on Wednesday night. That call is recorded. And then our Saturday call where you get the updates. And this is recorded, as you can see, the only call that's not recorded is that Tuesday night. And that's only a one time that we recommend that you get on that. And then there are opportunity calls that are part of our system that we recommend that you're plugging people into. Listen to those opportunity calls. So thank you so much for joining us. Rachel, is there any additional that I missed?
It sounds like Alexi, our owner, our CEO, our product creator, is going to start communicating. He's done it now a couple of weeks in a row, and it's really nice to hear from him. You can just hear how sincere he is. That's always on the New You Life official Facebook page. So make sure that you've liked that, and that's always Wednesday nights prior to Stephanie's call. So now we have back-to-back things. And then also Bonnie, by the way, just went life coach today. Congratulations, Bonnie. I know she's doing sports today with her kids. But Bonnie also does trainings every Monday night, Zooms. So she's always going to post those in our team group as well. So feel free to participate in that. She's a wonderful trainer. So a lot going on, a lot to plug into. They always say those who show up, go up. So you don't have to be on every day of the week, but just try to start, picking the ones that you feel like you need to, that resonate with you, that you enjoy, that you like. Some people like different styles of teaching and coaching versus somebody else. So just kind of start getting regular, because as you develop your team is only going to be as committed as you are, right? So we can hop on these calls and trainings to build our belief in ourselves, to build our skills, and to also create habits that will then start trickling as we build. So it's so important.
Thank you.
All right, you guys. Thank you, Rochelle. Thank you, everybody, for hopping on. And we will see you all soon.
Have a great day.
All right.
Okay. Thank you, Rachel. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you.